Hello. You're tuning to the episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's second topic, John Harbaugh proves exactly why Raven fans want him gone. Look, guys, there's three things that I don't play with, especially going into this offseason. There were three things that I did not joke around, play around a bit on when it was talked about those specific topics. That was the O-line for the Ravens, the D-line for the Ravens, and Brandon Stephens. Now, with that being said, earlier on the video before, we touched on how there was a lot of Raven fans and a lot of banter back and forth about the Ravens if he fell to them taking Ashon Jeanty or Genty or whatever is, how you pronounce his name. And now John Harbaugh comes out when asked about their pass coverage and brings up the hopeful reacquisition of Brandon Stephens. What I'm going to play a very small clip in which he talked, in which he grinned so menacingly. Like right there, he reminded me of like a Joker, like somebody from like Batman's Rogue Gallery. That's what he looked like. I'm going to play it, show it, and break it down. All right, so without further ado, let's go see exactly what he had to say about Brandon Stephens.
Allow us to do that, but whether it's a safety or a corner, and maybe we get Brandon Stephens back who can play safety and corner and nickel and dime. He's a very versatile player. So all those kind of things will play in as we see how it unfolds. Allow us to do that, but whether it's a safety or a corner, and maybe we get Brandon Stephens back who can play safety and corner and nickel and dime. He's a very versatile player. So all those kind of things will play in as we see how it unfolds.
Let me tell you something right now. It's long. I kind of teed out the little ending of it. But Brandon Stephens was the epitome of terrible. I was one of the people that did not want to see him switch because they switched him from running back to safety to corner. But I said, now that he's there, I said, let's give him a chance. I say, if he could just learn how to turn his head around, maybe he could be something because he's running right next to the guys. At first, the first couple weeks of the season, he was getting beat, but he was getting beat in perfect coverage. It's like he's right there. Like they're flipping their bodies around and making remarkable catches. And I'm like, man, okay, you can't really blame him for that. But as the season waned on, he got worse, progressively worse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read off some of his PFF grades, right? Overall, for cornerbacks in the league, out of 223, he was ranked number 153. His run defense grade was 50th out of 223 corners with a 70.7 grade. The first overall grade was 55. His overall grade 55.8. I'll let you know how it goes, right? His coverage game out of 223 cornerbacks is 174th. That means if the ball is in the air, he's letting the opposing receiver catch it at a high rate too. He had no interceptions. He allowed 65 receptions, which was 5th in the entire NFL. Right? He had 64 solo tackles and 1 total pressure. That is it. That is it. And out of all the corners in the league, he was ranked 8th in total snaps. So we're not looking at, maybe it's a scheme thing or no. We're looking at somebody that when opposing people coming in there, opposing players, they look at him and say, barbecue chicken, extra gravy. Stop the yard. You remember that? You remember? He was like, pork chop, extra gravy. Bro, that's what he is. Pork chop, extra gravy. And these guys absolutely do him dirty. Why in God's name would you want him back on the team? Why would you want him back in the secondary? Why would you want him guarding opposing players? Why would you do that to us? And this is why I'm saying the disconnect between John Harbaugh and this fan base. And it's just not the fan base neither, because 25% of the Ravens players anonymously has pretty much said, hey, we're not big fans of John Harbaugh. With all the grades and stuff coming out for each team and the coaches, management, and all that stuff. Out of all the coaches, Harbaugh was ranked 25th in how the players feel about him. Out of how many teams? Bro. So I'm trying to tell you, it's starting to catch on. He's wearing his welcome fin. Now look, I know I'm not one of those guys that wish people to lose their job. I don't even think he should lose. I think he should retire, move up into management, and let somebody else take over. Personally, if I had it my way, that's what I would have it. I would have the Ravens win the title. He goes off in a greener pasture, just like Ozzie did. Go off into, top management for the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? And another coach comes in and takes over and fills in. He would have been a 2-time winning, Super Bowl winning coach. He walks off into the sunset with a smile as a champion, and knowing that he got to coach one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, while coaching one of the greatest running backs of all time, while looking like he might turn into one of the greatest safeties of all time. So, you can't, you know what I'm saying? And he had already won a title with the greatest linebacker and greatest safety of all time also. So that's all I'm trying to say, bro. You and the greatest kicker, even though we don't like bringing up his name as much anymore. So that's what I'm saying. If I had it my way. The problem is, things will happen my way. Things are always going to go the way that we want it. And we're stuck with him moving forward. And his mindset, I'm right. I know I'm right. Listen, we had a better guy behind Brandon Stevens and Trey White that they refused to play. They allowed Brandon Stevens to get picked on every game without even giving him over the top help. When we had a better solution on the team. He did the same thing with Falele. He did the same thing with Mark Andrews. When is enough enough? Enough is enough for me. Personally, I'm looking at him like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. You got to go. Because I don't mind minor mistakes. My problem when a team is never truly prepared, is never prepared to play certain teams, comes up small in big moments, clock is always being mismanaged, and players that could ball won't get the true opportunity, even though they've shown you the capability of balling out of control, i.e. Keaton Mitchell, i.e. J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, I remember when we had Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was hurt, and he allowed we're going to run 3 running backs now. When you had J.K. Dobbins there itching them, even in the playoff game with J.K. J.K. was dogging the Bengals. And they kept saying, go sit on the bench. Keaton Mitchell started eating people up. What did Harbaugh say? Go sit on the bench. Falele was sticking up the joint. He got Cleveland. He said, Falele, don't even look at the bench. Cleveland, get comfortable with the bench. And I shouldn't feel away. I shouldn't feel you dare come out and say we should bring back Brandon Stevens. How dare you? You took a I swear to God, if you were close to that, don't slap. I'm gonna give you the black hand side too. This is Black History Month. Ooh, you make me so mad sometimes, Harbaugh. You do, man. But what do you guys think? Would you want Brandon Stevens back on this team moving forward? And do you think that the Ravens actually have an opportunity of bringing him back and actually would do that? Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please. All right? But as always, that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. Now we get down. We have fun and we laugh, but everything we talk about, we do what? Facts and truth. Guys, please check out The Wunderkind Morning Show. Yes, it is up. It is going. Please like and subscribe. Go check it out. Every morning, we're live for an hour every morning, and we talk basketball, we talk football, we talk a lot of different. We talk boxing, And, of course, we always have our 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s trivia about old shows, cartoons, and stuff like that of that era, of those eras that just kind of bring you back a little bit of nostalgia. So give it a look, give it a try. It'll be in the description of this video also. And let's get that channel up and going, okay? But also, if you would like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is The Wonder Kind Show. Super easy. But like I said, we're getting bigger, we're getting better, and we're still growing. Let's do it. But that's the episode of The Wonder Kind Show. This show is not just signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yeah.